That. Wet and green moss, I'm at a loss to describe the beauty. Falling on my beauty. Falling on my booty. But held up by strings. Came up here to do some things, but no pressure. Just trying to feel in the passion, feel it out, and I am grasping the nature in front of me. I'm feeling free, blowing in the wind like green Cheetos, starting to begin waving and saying hi, playing music to me. Why? I don't know. Sometimes I feel I don't deserve it. I walk on the ground, but I wish I was a bird. Heard it chirp. Yes, words came out my mouth and blurp verbs and nouns, and now I'm just going to softly pound my feet along to the beat that Matt kept so discreet. And softly in the treetops we walk often, but never see the tops. And I'm coughing up air into the atmosphere, but it seems now my hair is part of everything around here. I dare say that I love being here, and I could spend a minute of every day here, or maybe even an hour. Maybe I'll live in a treetop. Like a hermit, I would never burn it or chop it down. I'm down with Smokey Bear, and I'm down with Olympia Town. I'm down with the rainforest. I just wish that I could hit the perfect chorus for the song. Trying to get the Oppenheimer or whatever what grant it was called that brought this on, or that's making it possible. I'm tossing mouthfuls of my foolishness is sometimes what I call it, but it's just this that I get in it when I'm holding the mic. And what? I'm in a treetop tonight, this afternoon, trying to make it bloom with some verbs, freestyles going off now. These styles be me, D-U-K-E. Not trying to rap, but express my creativity through hip hop. It's a passion and it is a culture. Yes, it's been recognized by the UN as a culture, so I wants to begin to express it in every form, in every angle, in every degree, scientifically and naturally, through the barrios and ghettos, and let it flow out to the upper class people's Rolls Royce, so they can see and hear the voice and see and hear our people's face, because we be so important to the creativity of social and nationality. Rhyming E's and I's. I don't know why I feel high up in the sky. Haven't smoked anything, haven't eaten mushrooms, but I still want to sing. It's inspired from some kind of desire that is always burning, even though I'm not turning like compost piles. I'm not always right, but sometimes I just find some stuff in the middle of the night to write and never ever bite, but come up with original stuff, because in spite of the stress that I do not get blessed with, I seem to pass the test, and I am blessing this testing. Mic checking in the treetop. I keep opening my eyes and want to stop and just breathe. Leave it alone. Take what you bring in, pack it in, pack it out. Everybody begin. Take what you own, pack it out, pack it in. All right, I could probably read what I wrote now.
Right on. That's pretty tight.
Thanks for the beat, man. You're keeping up. I felt like I was like almost losing the beat myself, and I was hoping I wasn't gonna confuse you, but you kept on it.
Ditto.
So let's see. Wind chimes. Wind chime Cheetos. Bird rocks. I have this friend she plays guitar. She'll just like stay up all night and do crazy art. Kind of just like sporadically passionate, beautiful person. And she came back from the forest one day all like dirty, covered in leaves. She thought, dude, I saw this bird. It was like as big as a rock. It was so small. It was flying around. I was like, wow. And now I always look for these birds, and I never saw them before. They live in the brush, you know, like real right near the floor. They just fly around like in the ferns and stuff, real tiny. They're like that big.
Nice.
I always think of her whenever I see them. Like she carries that animal spirit or something.
That's rad. What's her name?
Sarah
Sarah.
Hubert.
Sarah Hubert. Sounds familiar.
She's a sophomore.
Straight hair? Straight brown hair?
Oh no, it's blonde. She's really pretty. real pretty. She wears like eagle feathers in her hair sometimes, or like peacock feathers. She's pretty flamboyant. Look up what's going on above you. Do people love you? Are you seeing both sides, truth and lies? But why bother? Should I? Blah, blah, blah.
Check, 1, 2, 1, 2.
Yo, that was a practice round. Look up what's going on above you. Do people love you? Are you seeing both sides, truth and lies? But why bother? Should I even offer a different view? I have to, 'cause this is me and that's you. Am I giving out the same amount that I'm giving? While I'm living, do I approach death in small steps? From the top I see how gravity has me, like life does, or like a leaf leaving a tree. A to B is not me. One linear line is a beginner paradigm, but in time, simplicity is divine. But one of my stances is, there's many more branches, and we've only known size compared to how big the ant is. Page turning, my mental concerning. That which we don't acknowledge cannot be investigated, like invisible foliage to those whose eyes hesitated. Love affirmed or love burned and returned. Black and white, dark and light, time for the tunnel to turn. That which we don't acknowledge cannot be investigated, like microscopic foliage to those whose eyes hesitated. Love affirmed or love burned and returned. Black and white, dark and light, time for the tunnel to turn. The secrets of nature are the keys to existence. Complacency and pollution are ways to get on our hit list. The path of perfection got us solving with a quickness. Some read books at college, some sit in treetops and just listen. Sounds to the meditator are pounds of data. Some field studies are done in lakes with rubber duckies. Science and God seem to clash, but I dash to unmask the flask and bask in its glory. That's all I got for that written story, but I'm not trying to be idle and bore thee, he or she. What is gender? But that's a different topic, and I'm not the mender of conflict. I just want to stick to the point, and it looks like a bunch of unwrapped joints, buds of foliage floating around. Sticks.
Nice, those are some tough verses.
Thanks.
Yeah.
I like sounds to the meditator are pounds of data.
Yeah, that's tight.
Sounds to the meditator are pounds of data. Some field studies are done in lakes with rubber duckies. You know, like you're up here and like you're figuring things out and quantifying, but it's in such a qualitative state, in such an environment that's just so immense with whatever you want to call, like whatever you think God or passion or life is. You're just like immersed in it.
Yeah.
Nalini might remember, it was my freshman year last year, and I was in her class. The first paper that I wrote was called Science is the Mask of God. And it was pretty shabby. Like, you know, it was my first college paper.